let's stay on this abortion.
I'm gonna
Let's stay on this abortion thing.
to North Carolina and state of North Carolina and not be in Texas because we give so much governance over the state. No, I don't agree with that.
Well, listen, here's the beautiful thing. The first thing that y'all can do is close your legs.
Anton, slow down the chat.
No, I'm not slowing down the chat. The first thing that women can do, because y'all so concerned with the government playing a role in what it is that you got going on as far as whether or not you can have a child or not, is close your legs and marry before you carry.
So many people want to get the booty, but they don't want to do the duty of taking care of kids. That's being a parent, that is. Welcome to Disturbing the Peace with Pastor John Amanchukwu. Do me a big favor, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You have to support me in this journey. There aren't many people out there speaking truth. And what's expected during this time frame of the year is for blacks to go along with the liberal left and their lies. And I have been fighting against this with all that I have. I need your support. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that I can reach as many people as possible. Now, listen, it's simple. Marry before you carry. If you don't want a baby, close your legs and read your Bible. It's that simple, folks. Take a look at this clip right here.
What are the reasons you're backing Kamala? What policies do you agree with?
So, my first thought process is, I would want to make sure that I have an understanding, or obviously I'm new to this and on this platform, but in reading in the audience, but I do want to have an understanding that the administration signs in the bills and they do specific executive orders in regards to policies and laws. But
all right,
people that
hold it right there. Okay, she's new to this platform. She's just really rambling and trying to figure out what she should say because they asked her a specific question. What was the question? About policies. What particular policies would you like to see? All right? And she can't give you anything. Now, I don't blame her. I don't blame her, y'all. I don't blame her because when you go to Kamala Harris's website, I have a graphic that I can show you right here. When you go to Kamala Harris's website, you don't see anything about policies. You see it. You see the graphic. All right. This is a screenshot of what you find when you go to her website. And so keep in mind what Kamala Harris is doing, along with Tampon Timmy. They are backing Americans into a corner. They're fear-mongering. They're telling you that you need to be afraid that your rights are going to be taken away, women in particular. And so therefore, you need to vote for us. They're going to take away your rights. They're going to stop immigration. They're going to take us back to slavery times and the Jim Crow era. They're going to do all of these things. But at the end of the day, they don't have any solutions to keep these things from happening. Why? Because they're just platitudes. It's talking points. And they expect people to support them anyway. And they expect their audience to be low information voters and low information thinkers. It's true. That's what they're doing. And so they say all of these things and they can't back it up, and they offer you no policy. Roll the tape.
These conversations and do the work is Congress. So I understand that we like to say Kamala and Biden and Trump, but I don't view it as that. So I just want to put that out there. I
Blah,
go
blah,
based
blah,
on
blah, blah.
the Congress and people that do that type of work. But one reason that I would support and vote for Kamala outside of the policy when I get to it is Trump is stating that he wants to be a dictator.
All right, stop
So
it there.
I don't want.
The man has never stated that he wanted to be a dictator. I mean, you just can't go around lying like that. What is this girl's name? Jamisha, just something, just a big old Jamisha mess. Just a big mess, big ball of lies. Jamisha, girl, you know you should not be lying like that. You telling all these lies on this panel, and you know, it's coming. Someone's gonna call her on her mess because she's just making up stuff. Trump said that he wanted to be a dictator, so I'm not going to vote for him. Are you serious? Do you not know that when you support capitalism and our constitutional republic, that is the best way to keep from having a dictator? But when you support socialism and communism, that's the fast track to making sure that you have a dictator. She's ridiculous. Roll the tape.
A form of government where one person is just running the country or wanting to get rid of the Constitution, which the country was founded on. So, I mean, that is a big reason why
she's talking about the Democrats, not the
I
Republicans.
would want to make sure that I'm voting for the other candidate, because I don't want that to happen to democracy, because I live and work within the democracy as being an elected official. But outside of that, I respect the fact of her encouragement or platform of having diversity and equal representation, meaning we need to get more Black and brown people elected to office. I care about the fact of her health care, because Black women die at a high rate when it comes to medical services. I also want women's rights. I shouldn't have to sit here and fight for my rights or my daughter's rights to be able to, if they choose to have an abortion, if something's wrong with the child. These are
because you really
things,
think
the Voters Act.
You really think that your grandbaby should be aborted, right? You want to make sure that your daughter can abort your grandson or your granddaughter. That's very noble, Jamisha. Nikwa. That's very noble of you to want to make sure you have a president in office so that, you know, your posterity can be wiped out. Let me tell you something, man. This liberalism stuff leads to mental atrophy. Mental atrophy. Why in the world would a person be thinking about the potential of their own legacy being erased? And that's what you have to bring up as it relates to policies? Call Trump a dictator, say that he wanted to be one. He never said that. And then campaign to kill your legacy, your future, your posterity. Oh, God help us. Roll the tape.
So those are things that I feel I want to see replicated in our country, and that's not what the other side has on their platform.
This is insane. This is absolutely insane. She started off her narrative about what it is that she didn't like about Trump.
Right.
Again. And usually what I've come to conclude is that most people do that because she doesn't have policy.
Boom.
Even the talking points that dictator, even the talking points that she has are general. They're not even real policy. We have, okay, so number one, Trump never said that he wanted to remove abortion in general. And I'm not even an abortion supporter, right? What he said was it should go back into the states. The states specifically should be the ones to determine what happens on an individual state level, and it should not be in the hands of the federal government in the first place, okay? So that's number one. So all of this fear mongering when it comes to that whole women's rights things, that's trash. Number two, we got the same old talking points when it came to Obama, when it came to the people that's happening on a local level in all of these cities. This diversity, equity, and inclusion shit gotta die.
Stop it there. He's right. he is right. And see, he allowed Jamisha, he allowed her to talk. She got her chance to lie. That's what she did. She just lied. Just a whole bunch of fear mongering. You know, just a whole bunch of emotional, feminist-driven lying. Okay? Now this brother is speaking up with common sense. Anton Daniels, you are the man. He's speaking up with common sense. And here she is already cutting in. I mean, Jamisha Nikwa, can you at least let the guy get his words out and talk about this issue and really give you some facts? She don't want to hear that, though. She doesn't want any facts. She just wants to butt in and get her point across, but she doesn't have a point. She doesn't have one. She doesn't. They never do. They just make stuff up. Wrote the tape.
Gotta die.
So
Look,
you bring
I want the best person for the
If you
job.
allow states to regulate abortion, that means if you're not in a state that is for allowing someone to have a right to exercise in their body, then you're fucked up. So
Correct.
I want
Okay.
it to be
So
federal
that's
because
you wanna
then
start
there
cursing.
is overseer on these rights. I'm not going to be hopping and jumping from each state that is aligning with what I believe in just because we want to give states certain rights. The Constitution created rights for the states, but we have a federal government that needs to oversee states. So it's not adding up because you gonna move to a state if they heavy on policing, right? And they giving police.
Here we go with the
immunity over in
policing
Texas,
stuff.
Hold on, don't skip around. Let's stay on this abortion. Let's
move
stay on this abortion thing.
to North Carolina and state of North Carolina and not be in Texas because we give so much governance over the state. No, I don't agree with that.
Well, listen, here's the beautiful thing. The first thing that y'all can do is close your legs.
Anton, slow down the chat.
No, I'm not slowing down the chat. The first thing that women can do,
There it
because
is.
y'all so concerned with the government playing a role in what it is that you got going on as far as whether or not you can have a child or not,
Right?
is close your legs.
Come
and
on.
marry before you carry.
Come on. See, they don't like it when you hit them with the truth. He told her clearly, shut your legs. You can't go around screwing every Tom, Dick, and Harry. A man looks at you and blushes and you bend over, or vice versa. No. See, you can't legislate one's inability to be chaste and to have values and to be decent. Decency is what we're lacking in this country. It's indecent to lay down and sleep with every man possible and then complain and say that the government should allow me to unalive a baby because I have no standards. Because I am sloppy and trashy and I just got to give my body to everybody that's out there. No. We should not stand for this kind of madness. And I'll be the first to tell you that this girl she's really the tip of the spear for why liberalism is destroying our country. We can't let people like this individual dupe us and back us into a corner and make us think that this is acceptable. Now, there's an article that was released a little while ago. It says, more black women saying abortion is their top issue in the 2024 election, a survey finds. All right, let's take a look at this article briefly. Washington AP, more than a quarter of female black voters describe abortion as their top issue in this year's presidential election. A poll out Thursday from health policy research firm KFF reveals. The findings signal a significant shift from previous election years, when white conservative evangelicals were more likely to peg abortion as their biggest priority when voting. These voters were highly motivated in recent presidential elections to call ballots for Donald Trump, who promised to appoint U.S. Supreme Court judges who would take away the constitutional right to an abortion. But just months ahead of the first presidential election since the court overturned Roe v. Wade in June 2022, that voting dynamic is drastically KFF's poll suggests. It's a complete shift, said Ashley Kersinger. Abortion voters are young, Black women, and not white evangelicals. And hear me, Black women out there, I've told you this before. Black women only make up 8% of the overall population. Black men account for 5%. Any way you cut it, there's not enough Black men to go around for these Black women. So Black women, if you want to be a boss chick, if you want to do something, that's, mesmerizing and can transform the world, if you want to do something that's tantamount to going to Mars, have a baby so that we can get more men born, so that we can stop this gap between being a predominantly matriarchal community. How about that? Because a matriarchal community cannot compete with a patriarchal community. Hello, somebody. Now, this is just simple common sense. But common sense, my friends, has become uncommon. Now, if we want to talk about policies, there are no policies on Kamala Harris's page. Show that graphic. There it is. No policies on Kamala Harris's page. Take note. But then on the other hand, President Trump has recently come out. Everyone's talking about Project 2025 and all of this stuff. The plan for President Trump has always been Agenda 47. But he recently released 20 points, 20 things that he's going to focus on. Number one, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Then he mentions carry out the largest deportation operation in American history, end inflation and make America affordable again, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far, stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. It goes on and on. Large tax cuts for workers and no taxes on tips. That's a policy that Kamala stole by stealth. She doesn't have any policies on her page. So you know what she does? Oh, I'm going to take one of the policies that Trump has come up with. I'll take that one. And then I'll start saying that in my speeches. I mean, come on. It goes on and on. And you can take a look there on the screen at these policies and these things that President Trump wants to do on day one. But listen, man, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, they put the weird in weird. And then recently, Kamala shames, I guess, old Timmy, Tampon Timmy, because there's a running joke that certain people don't know how to season their food. Take a look at this.
Like I have white guy tacos and
what does
like
that
black,
mean? Like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
pretty much
White guy
ground
tacos.
beef and cheese.
That's
and,
okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota,
I'm the first vice
This
president,
is so
I
cheesy.
believe, who has ever grown chili pepper.
Cheesy.
to expand
We'll
my
figure that.
my food knowledge.
You know what? We've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Listen, man, what are we doing? Come on. What are we doing? Who in the world nominated this buffoon? I mean, y'all talking about weird? You want to see weird? Weird? That was weird. I mean, like weird, insanely weird. Somebody help me. This is weird. He's up there talking about, black pepper is the top of the food chain or whatever in Minnesota. I mean, is that supposed to be a funny joke? Tampon Timmy? And then they brought this whole brat thing into the whole formula with their campaign. Take a look at this video.
All right, so I've heard of Hot Girl Summer.
Yes.
But I don't know anything about this brat summer thing,
Okay.
majiggy.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here.
Okay,
A
thank
lot
you.
of people are talking about the word brat, having a brat summer, and this term actually got coined from an artist, Charlie XCX. She has a new album called Brat, and she recently tweeted, Kamala is brat. So a lot of people have been
Kamala
wondering,
is
okay, why
brat.
are we
I mean, this
calling
is so
our VP a brat?
weird.
They're talking about
Just
on
weird.
CNN, on different platforms, like what's going on here. But brat actually stands for, kind of being bold, like standing out, being a little rambunctious, taking a risk,
Okay.
not being afraid to kind of be whoever you want to be and stand in that. So a lot
Yeah.
of the Gen Zers have now kind of taken this term and coined it. Even Tim Kaine has actually gotten on to X and tweeted about
All right,
this,
there's enough.
saying,
That's enough of this. This is just dumb. This is just dumb. I mean, who cares about what Tim Kaine is saying and someone wanting to be brat and making it popular to be a brat? No, man. We don't want to promote people to be brats. We want you to be law-abiding citizens. We want you to love America. We want you to love God. We want you to love your family. We want you to embrace the nuclear family, not be a brat or be a diva. Trump is a serious politician, but Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they're a joke. The Trump-Vance team, they're solid. Rock stars. Kamala and Tim Walz, losers. The choice is simple. Do you want to protect your family, your posterity, and your legacy? If that matters to you, you know who to support. But if you just want idiots who are talking about how to season tacos and beef and pepper, and whether or not you put mayonnaise and tuna in a taco, if you want people talking about, brat, we're brat, she's brat. If you want that, choose wisely. Well, that's enough. I'm signing out. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I weak or am I strong? Y'all let me know. Reply below. But listen, help me, my friends. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I can't do it without you, but with you and with your help, we will continue to disturb the peace. God bless you. See you again.